Oh God. I don't even think I can make myself look good today. Nope. I'm looking pretty rough. Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a raw video of me talking about my experience of finding out the sex of my baby and how I felt about it, and the overall truth about the sex of the baby. And I've watched a lot of these videos here on YouTube. I actually reached out to one girl in particular. I'll try to put her link down below, but after watching her video, I just reached out to her and told her my experience, and she was real comforting for me to talk to, or to, yeah, I guess that's what I meant. I felt like it was okay to leave the comment on her video, but anyways, so today I'm going to be talking about a really touchy subject that not a lot of women talk about, and there's a reason why women don't talk about it, but I really just have been dying to talk about it. But part of me has had mixed emotions about it, and I felt ashamed about it. I felt like it wasn't right, and stuff like that. So that's why I haven't made the video yet. But we just found out the sex of our baby last Tuesday, the 7th of November 2017, and I was super excited, you know, to go and do the anatomy scan to see the baby on the ultrasound and everything like that. So me and my husband, we went in and they started checking the baby, and it seemed like it took forever for them to get to the part where they were going to tell us the sex. And then finally she's like, do you want to know the gender? And I immediately said yes, even though in the back of my mind I already knew what my baby was, okay? And my husband said that he knew what the baby was. He says he has like this insight on certain things, and he knew what the baby was. I don't know how he knew, but so I'm thinking, no, you're wrong. I know what the baby is, right? So we had like a whole little poll thing going to where, like, if he won, I owed him $100. If I won, he owed me $100, just for fun, just to guess, you know, because it was all a guessing game, because I didn't really know what the sex of the baby was. I just thought that it was going to be a girl. So she's like finally looking through, you know, the baby, and goes down underneath the baby to look between the legs, because obviously that's how you found out. So she's down there immediately. When she got closer to that area on the screen that I was looking at, I immediately saw that it was a boy, and I just saw like this obviously it was sticking out far enough to where on the screen it was pretty noticeable right away that it was a boy. I was smiling the whole time, right? Because I remember, no matter what that day going through my head, I was just wanting to know how the baby was. Like, was the baby healthy? They checked his heart, they checked his brain, they checked everything. He was perfectly healthy, which is what I wanted to hear. And I just remember smiling the whole time, but I'd be lying to you guys in the moment if in the moment I was speechless, but I was smiling, and I said, oh, I was talking to my husband, I said, oh babe, you was right, just like that. And I don't think my husband said anything, he just smiled, because, you know, obviously he says he knows what it was. So she was still went up to something else to check on the baby, and I immediately in my head thought, I hope she goes back down there. Can she look again? Like, that's what I was thinking, because I was in denial that it was a boy. And I will tell you guys the whole reason in a little bit why I was feeling in denial and why I was so shocked. But that's how I felt in the moment. I was like, I hope she can go back down there and look again, because I'm just not sure if she got that right, you know. But She did go back down a second time to take the picture that I actually have to show that he was a boy, and once again, it was pretty noticeable that it was a boy. We left the hospital and we went to Party City to get balloons and confetti to do our gender reveal. I was just, I had no tears, no like crying. I felt like I was still very happy, you know. I was happy that we had a healthy boy and I was going to have a son. It just was trying to register through my brain that I was going to have a son because I thought that I was going to have a little girl first. So we went to Party City and it just felt weird. I felt really weird picking up blue items because I just thought that it was going to be the other way, you know, and like, so we get our stuff, we come home, and that night, you know, I'm obsessed with his pictures. I can't stop looking at him. His facial expressions, trying to figure out who he looks like. He's perfect, you know, and I'm in love with him already. And we already had his name picked out, and so I just, you know, was trying to tell myself, okay, it's actually a boy. It's actually a boy. So now I'm going to tell you guys why I thought it was a girl and how I ended up feeling about a day later. Like I think my emotions were bottled up inside of how I really felt at the scan. I was shocked, but like I think a little bit of me was a little bit disappointed. People don't talk about this because like me, I felt very ashamed to feel that way. I felt like I shouldn't feel that way. That's really wrong. I would never want my son to think that I loved him any less or felt any different about him because he was a boy. And it was shameful, really, is how I felt. So about a day later, I just was thinking about it. And like I couldn't believe that I wasn't going to be buying little girl dresses and bows and stuff that I had envisioned that I wanted to, you know, buy. And I was like trying to think of like, okay, I gotta buy boy stuff. So I come out the next night, I think, and just kind of stood there, and my husband was sitting over here on the couch, and I just looked at him and he's like, what's wrong? And I just started bawling, and I was just so emotional, which I'm pregnant anyway, so I'm very emotional over everything. But I started crying and I said, is it okay? I'm gonna get teared up talking about it. Is it okay for me to feel this way? And he said, feel like what? And I said, I'm a little disappointed. And he said, that you're having a boy? And I said, yeah. And he said, no. He's great. My husband always knows what to say. So, he's the one that I go to for advice or anything, but he said no. You wanted a girl, and he said there's nothing wrong with the way that you feel. He said, I'm sure more people than most have went through that. And I said, well, it's my first baby, and most people say with your first baby, you don't really experience that, but I haven't got to the point to tell you guys why I felt that way, or my story behind of why I felt like it was a girl. So I just felt so good that I had somebody telling me it was okay to feel that way. And after watching all these videos on YouTube, I realized that this is very common for women to go through this, even if it's your first baby. But if you have a strong sense of what you're going to have, there's so many reasons why other women had lost a certain gender through a miscarriage, and then they ended up having a different gender the second time, or whatever, and they were there's different reasons why women feel this way. So my reason of feeling this way was because when I was a little girl, maybe 12 years old, my mom was randomly having fun with this thing called the needle trick. So basically you put a needle on a piece of thread and you hold it over your wrist, and it will tell you how many kids you're going to have and the sex of each kid in order. So, you know, when I was young, my mom did it on me just for fun, just to see if one day she'd have grandbabies. So, yes, it said that I was supposed to have a little girl. According to her theory, the circling always meant a girl, the back and forth motion always means a boy. So that's what I was taught to believe, that superstition, which you should never believe in superstitions. I want to tell you guys this. Don't ever believe it. Don't ever rely on it, because in my case, it was not accurate. So it always said that for me. And my mom, even if you've had kids, you can do it over yourself. It's supposedly supposed to tell you the sex of your babies and all the kids that you've ever had in your life. If you're done having kids, it'll tell you all of them. And normally it's right for everybody that I've ever done it on. It was correct on. You can do it over people's pictures, which gets to a whole nother level of freakiness. I don't know how it works. Maybe it's all in your head, but I swear to the Lord, it is correct. So, part of me still believes it, but I don't know why it wasn't right for me. I've never had a miscarriage, because I think it can tell miscarriages too, but I've never had one of those. So, first I was thinking, well, did I have a miscarriage and not know? But I never had one of those. So, I was really confused. So anyways, my whole entire life up until now of having to have a baby, I've always done that. It's always said girl first. You know, I'm like, so then I was envisioned, oh, I'm going to have a little girl first, and then I'm going to have a son second. So I can have the brotherly, sisterly, my kids can be brothers and sister bond like me and my brother had, because I am the oldest and my brother is 8 years apart from me. So I always just thought that's how it's meant to be, you know? I'm going to have a girl first. So when I got pregnant, I was like, oh, it's going to be a girl. I just know it's going to be a girl. It's my daughter. I can't wait. Little girls' clothes are so cute. I'm a girly girl in some ways anyway, so I was excited to do like the hair and put bows and dresses and sparkly things that I love with a girl first. And so that is the reason why I was so convinced that it was a girl. And you can ask anybody, my general personality is like, I like to be surprised. And boy, was I surprised when I found out that it wasn't a girl, which it really surprised me. So I was very surprised at my gender scan, what I was having, but I would be lying to the world if I said that I wasn't a little disappointed about it. And it has nothing to do with loving your baby any less, or I am in love with my son that I haven't met, and I can't wait to hold him. I can't wait to see him. And a lot of women experience this beyond a much tougher level than even what I have, because the videos that I've watched, a lot of women experience it up until they actually have the baby. I think it really helped me is whenever I was able to bring it out to my husband and talk to a friend about it, which my husband's like my best friend anyways. So it really helped when I was able to just talk about it and accept it. And once I accepted it, I was okay. I was like, okay, we're having a boy. I'm good. The feeling lasted for like a couple days, maybe to a week, I'll say. And then I got over it. Like, I'm good now. Like, I feel so excited. I'm so happy. And I was so excited and happy to begin with. But, you know, I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't disappointed. So, yeah. And I think it's going to be fine. And I think, you know, the good thing is if you're like me and it's your first baby and you want to have more kids, which I do. At least I always wanted 2. So, I always think, you know, maybe I'll have a second chance one day to have a girl, and I really want a daughter one day, so I think that. And it kind of comforts me to think that I could try again, and I am excited to go on this journey with a little boy. I think he's going to be fun. He's perfect anyways. I haven't even seen him yet, and he's already perfect to me, and I love him so much. I would not change him for a girl. Knowing that I know now that he's a boy, if someone asked me, well, do you want to go back in time and change it to a girl, I would say no. I would say no, I do not want to change my baby. It's meant, God gave me this little boy for a reason. He's meant to be a boy, and he is meant to be in my life. So it's all good. But I really feel good about talking to you guys about this now. It's been on my chest for about 2 weeks or a week or however long it's been. It's really hard to to admit and put yourself out there, because you're going to get a lot of hate and criticism, and people don't understand why people feel this way. I think before anybody judges another woman's feelings or the way she's feeling or what she's going through, you should really think about what you write, because unless you've gone through it yourself, I don't really think it's right for people to write nasty comments or comments saying, well, you should just be happy that you're having a baby. Well, like, okay, I am really happy that I'm having a baby, but I wanted to talk about the way that I felt in the moment, and a lot of other women were getting hate on it, and I just think it's wrong to hate on somebody if you have never went through something that they have went through. It's not really your place to say that they're wrong or that they shouldn't feel that way, because it's okay to feel that way. And now that I know that it's okay to feel that way, I feel better about myself. I feel better about everything, and I'm just happy now. So definitely, if you are feeling this way, get out and talk to a close friend or your husband, your friends, family, and let somebody know how you're feeling. And you know, not everybody is going to probably look at you and tell you that it's okay, but trust me, if you guys watch some of these videos on YouTube and you reach out to some other ladies, if you guys would like to leave some comments in my comment section and would like to talk about it, I would love to hear your guys' stories. If anybody else has felt this way, which I know a lot of people have, because there's a lot of videos talking about it, but most women will not admit it. And okay, sorry about that, we had to change batteries, but it's okay to feel this way. And if you guys would like to leave some comments, I would love to interact and see how some of you guys are going through the same thing, and just relate really to other women. I really didn't know if I wanted to make a video, but I really just want to relate. I've watched so many of the gender disappointment videos that I just was like, I think I need to make my own, because I really did feel that way for at least a week, and I know a lot of women go through it longer, and I just know that it will go away at some point. Especially they say when your baby's here, it doesn't even matter. It says, you know, and I believe that. I can see why. You know, you're just happy to have a healthy baby. That's the most important thing. But you know, it's okay to admit your feelings too. And I think people need to be aware that it's okay, because at first I was just so ashamed. So and you know, when you really got I don't think it would have been that way for me if I wasn't somehow convinced on a superstition that I was having a baby girl, supposed to have a baby girl. I think if I would have never known about that, I think I would have been like, oh, I don't think it would have shocked me so bad, if you know what I mean. But that just comes to show that do not rely on superstitions. So yeah, we're super happy to have a son. My husband is over ecstatic. He wanted a little boy, and I think he tells me that he knew it was supposed to be a boy, and he said, well, you know, you'll get a little girl. And I was like, yeah. I said, you know, and even if the second time around it's not, you know, a little girl, I would probably feel disappointed again, but I would get over it. And you know, I would love the baby probably more than anything. It wouldn't even matter. But you can't deny your feelings, guys. Like, when you have a preferred gender that you would like, maybe first or second or however, you can't deny your feelings about it, and just know it's okay. So I think everything's going to be good. I was a little nervous about having a little boy because I was like, oh gosh, boys are rough, boys are tumbly and all that. But you know what? I realized that I am a really outdoorsy kind of person. Like, I like to go camping. I like to play in the mud, the dirt. I think I'm going to be fine with a boy. I think I'm going to be more than okay with a little boy. And I'm so proud of a little boy. Like, I'm so proud to have a son. I'm proud to tell people that I have a son. And a lot of people really thought his name was cute. And it makes me feel really good. And a lot of people are telling me that boys are so sweet and they are mama's boys. So I'm just like even more excited now to have a boy. And it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. But when I grew up with and I realized that I have experience with a boy because I grew up with a brother that was 8 years younger than me, and we had the tightest bond. I actually helped take care of him. I changed his diapers. I babysitted him. I dressed him up in like in cutest little outfits, and would go around the house with the little disposable cameras and take pictures of him, and we do all kind of stuff, and he would always do what I wanted him to do. And so I guess I was like a bossy sister, you know, but he was always like my best little buddy, my best friend, and to this day my brother is still my like best friend, somebody that I can go to and talk to. And I wouldn't change our relationship for nothing. I never really wanted a sister. I always just was okay with having my brother. There was times where we fought and stuff, you know, like what sibling doesn't fight. But I had a lot of experience with a boy and I didn't even realize it. It's like, yeah, I grew up with a boy. So I am okay with having a boy. So yeah, this video was awkward. But I hope you guys, thank you for watching. I just wanted to say that. And it's a Sunday morning. My husband went to work, but I was sitting here thinking about it and I'm like, I've got to make this video. I've got to talk about it, because if I don't, I will be lying to everybody, and I don't want to lie. Like, you guys know, like my whole channel, I always say I don't want to ever lie to you guys, and I want my channel to be based on truth and honesty and how I'm really feeling in vulnerable times. Now, it was just something that I was debating on putting up on the internet, but I feel like if I can get my story out and say that I actually felt that way, other people, you know, could come and talk in the comment section about how they feel, and maybe we could make some people feel a little bit more comfortable and comforted, and just in case they don't have anybody to go to, it'd be a nice place to leave some comments and talk to other people and relate to other women's feelings, because I think it's important to get it out and talk about it, and you feel better about it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you are new. And yeah, I got a lot of videos coming up. I got a power hour. I need to get on it. I need to edit the power hour. It's already filmed. I just need to edit it and post it, so you'll have a new cleaning video. I could do some more cooking videos. We got vlogs coming. It's the holidays now. I'm super excited. This is Thanksgiving week, so a lot of exciting things. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
I can't stop, this feeling's taking over.